The young people, they're not having sex.
And I feel like it's because they're getting these needs met online.
So
that's what I mean by like the intimacy is not there anymore, because it's like why would they even need to do it with a person if they could get all their jollies met with a stranger online? If they know they have porn as an option to get off, then they will probably never work through those nerves.
Yeah, but like you had that before.
Yeah.
Like in the 70s, your dad had like titty magazines. And I know it's not
porn. But the titty magazines didn't talk to me. Everybody was like, he's going to be Hitler. He's going to be Hitler. From what I understand, fascism has a lot to do with nationalism, and nationalism has a lot to do with pride in your country and your country being the greatest.
Yeah.
So the MAGA phrase, make America great again, they're trying to compare that to fascism and nationalism.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So what do you think about that? Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata Podcast. This is your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. We have a returning guest today. This is stand-up comedian Jesse Montanez. Jesse Montanez is a stand-up comedian from the New York City greater area, Jersey City area. He came all the way to Philadelphia today to do a comedy show, and he stopped at my house to do a podcast before his comedy show. Before we get into it, if you are new to this channel and you like what you hear today on this podcast, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my mission to be a full-time podcaster, and every single subscriber helps me get closer to reaching the goal of that mission. Okay, so we're going to just pick up the conversation from where we left off. We were talking about feet.
Yeah.
And explain to the listeners what we were just saying about the strategy of showing feet.
Oh, yeah. You just do whatever you do. If you're a girl, you should just do whatever you do. And then also show your feet. No matter what you're doing. Like anything you're doing, you should just show your feet.
So I was talking about this with another girl today. So if you were morally against being a porn star, and that was against your morals, but you didn't view feet as sexual, would it count? Like if I decided I never want to be a porn star, I find it immoral, just for, not against anybody else, but just for my personal morals. Yeah. But I don't find feet sexual. Would that make me showing my feet only, but not showing my tits, ass, or vagina? Would that make me a porn star?
No, I think porn is like specifically doing sex on screen.
Or like,
you know?
Or a sex worker, because you're technically selling sexual pleasure to people.
So do you call OnlyFans people sex workers? To me, no.
I think they are.
No.
I think they're digital sex workers.
It's different. You're not a real in the field sex worker. I
think a sex worker is anybody who sells sexual pleasure. So I think like a stripper is a sex worker.
Yeah, for sure. But
I don't see how OnlyFans is any different. It's just a virtual reality version.
Yeah, but you don't have to deal with like a physical man in front of you.
You have to deal with an emotional man. They chat with the men on there.
Yeah, and that's Indian guys.
Wait, what? That's not real women.
Yes, all the girls. I mean, some girls definitely do it, but I've definitely heard of they hire like an Indian guy, and then he will just take care of all the work.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Oh, very nice penis, very big."
But here's the thing. Some women actually do chat with the men on there. But you're right. Probably the majority of, like, especially the famous ones probably don't. They probably...
my God, baby, you have such big cock.
Would you ever do that job if you got a chance to do that job?
It matters on the pay. I might. If I could just sit home and answer dick pics and then do what I want on, like, the side, for sure. No question I would do that.
No, but going back to the debate. Now, this is a debate, people. I want you to answer in the comment section. If you're being an OnlyFans model or whatever you want to call it, I think it's a sex worker. Do you guys think it's a sex worker? I think it is, because even if the woman actually isn't, even if she isn't the one typing it, the people on the other end think they're having a relationship with this person.
And she's showing her bits,
yeah.
That is, because the thing is, when you show your bits online, then that's it. You've showed your bits online, like someone has seen your butthole or whatever you showed.
Yeah.
So like, there is some kind of, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
But also, if you kind of delete it, like, it's gone.
No, I think when those OnlyFans girls do their stuff, I think people I don't know if they hack into it. People subscribe to the account. then they download the pictures and videos and then they leak them out on the internet. So once you do one, you're done. Like your stuff's going to be out there. You're going to have to be in constant lawsuit battles to try to get all those pictures and videos down. You can't keep up with it. I wouldn't be surprised if my videos and photos are on the internet just because I've had nude photos on my phone. Like I feel like somehow like hackers might have gotten into
I think people can get to them, but also I don't think it's like the worst thing for people to see you naked anymore. You know, like it's just like that's how you can get a career going now, honestly.
Yes, but I do think now this is where like I do have a little bit of slightly more conservative sexual values. I'm not a conservative person like per se, but like sexual. I feel like because we're seeing so many naked people, we're kind of losing like the emotional intimacy part of sex. Because okay, you know the porn star oh my god, Angela White.
I might have
yeah, I know. Everybody
I might have been aware of her.
Everybody knows who Angela White is. Even I know who she is.
Biggest fan.
There was a porn scene where you're her biggest fan?
No, you're her biggest fan.
I'm her biggest fan. Yeah. There's a porn scene of her, and I can't remember who she's having sex with, but it actually won like all kinds of awards.
Oh yeah, you mean where they start like hugging and crying?
Yes, and everyone was like, and everyone's like freaking out, like why, like how did this happen? That's because that's what sex, like the magic of sex is, and they accidentally caught it on camera.
Yeah,
and I feel like because we see so much porn now, I feel like we're losing touch of that kind of sex. It was just kind of like a freak accident that they caught that on camera.
Not really. Like if you have sex with another person in real life, that's what you do. You cuddle after. But it's porn. We're not there to cuddle each other, you know?
Yeah.
So like I guess I understand what you mean, but I think like most people when they have sex do cuddle after, like that's normal. So I mean if you only watch porn, then you don't know what intimacy is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot for us. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 36, and I remember a time where porn was always around, but it wasn't always like such a big thing like it is now. Like now kids like 9 years old, 10 years old are seeing it. Yeah. So I feel like for us, we might have some of our own imaginations left still, but I feel like for kids, they're just being born into this porn culture to the point where they're almost like seeing, I don't know. I would imagine that if you're just born into the porn culture at such a young age, as opposed to us who we had the old ways, I would imagine it might be hard to see sex as something intimate and special, and it's kind of just like a
yeah, but like the first time I ever saw sex was porn.
You think you were?
Yeah, for sure. I'm an internet kid. I grew up, there was the internet already. So when I looked up big boobs, you know.
See, you must have, how old are you?
29.
See, I'm 36, and yes, there was porn when I was young, but being able to access porn on the internet didn't really show up so much for me till I was like 15. So I still had my youth.
Or you weren't aware of it.
I wasn't aware of it.
Because 15 sounds a little naive. Like I'm talking about 10-year-old me being like, is there a chance I can see big boobs? You know, like I was already thinking, like I had already big moves in my head. Yeah. And I knew that the internet could give me what I needed. Yeah. You know, and I think that if you don't let porn eat you, then you'll be fine. You know?
But I feel like for the youth, like for the younger people, because we're going so much more into this technological era where everything is done online, that I think there's a lot of young men aren't even having sex anymore. I've heard of a lot of young men not even getting.
Kids aren't having sex.
No, like not kids. Young people, not like 10-year-olds.
No, I'm talking about like the young people. They're not having sex.
And I feel like it's because they're getting these needs met online. So that's what I mean by like the intimacy is not there anymore, because it's like they don't. Why would they even need to do it with a person if they could get all their jollies met with a stranger online?
Yeah, but you can say the same for like. People don't do anything in person anymore, especially younger kids. Everything's online. They don't hang out with their friends in person. Yeah. They don't talk to people. It's all online. Yeah. So that's more of like a technology thing than the porn thing. You know, porn isn't necessary. I mean, porn is a bad industry. We know that, right? Yeah. Like it fucks people up, men and women. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's this weird like conservative puritanical thing where it's like, sex and porn is evil. It's like this like kind of like Andrew Tate-ish manosphere,
No. I don't think porn is evil. Like, I've watched lots of porn in my life. I don't think it's evil. But like I said, I'm not separate. Like you said, it's not a porn or a society thing. I actually think porn is becoming part of the online society, and it's kind of like, it's merging, and that's why it's problematic.
I feel like it's always been, porn has been on the internet when they made the internet and they were putting titties up there.
Yeah.
It's part of the internet is built off. These are the cinder blocks of it. It's porn, live leak, people like getting their heads chopped off.
Yes.
And then like hatred, just general hatred that's the building blocks, the core foundation of the internet. Yeah. Right. So I don't know if it's like necessarily like, oh, just because they're watching too much porn. I don't know, man. Like I said, I had unfiltered access to porn. Yeah. From like, Okay,
but for you, did having unfiltered access to porn make it so that you didn't care to seek out women in real life as much? Because I feel like a lot of the young men are having that issue.
Not really. It was more like my nerves. I was too nervous to talk to girls. But it wasn't because of the porn. I would have still been insanely nervous. But
you were insanely nervous, but imagine someone even more nervous than you. If they know they have porn as an option to get off, then they will probably never work through those nerves.
Yeah, but like, you had that before. Yeah. Like in the 70s, your dad had like titty magazines. And I know it's not porn. But
the titty magazines didn't talk to me. Like, that's what I'm saying with the OnlyFans thing.
But they don't talk to you. Like I said, we all know we all know if you're talking to someone on OnlyFans, it's an Indian guy. Always assume that you're talking to an Indian guy online.
But I think so many of the people on there actually think they're talking to somebody. And even if they don't, I'm pretty sure now, like, things are I really think that the world is progressing to a point where we're not going to have sex anymore. And I feel like we're just seeing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The porn you're talking about, like Pornhub, I'm down with that type of porn. I like it. Yeah. But the way it's progressing to the OnlyFans porn, I feel like this is the first step in evolution of us not having sex anymore. I feel like we're becoming cyborgs, and like, porn was like, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's innocent, because like you said, now here's like the contradictory thing. While I think that OnlyFans is worse for society, it's better for the women, because the men were controlling the porn industries, the corporate porn industries before, like the big name corporate, like Bang Bros, etc. Now the women are getting all the money, so it's like weird. It's like worse for society, but better for the woman. So there is a contradiction there. What I'm saying, that I think it's bad, but overall, I do think that's like side tangent. I do think that we are evolving to some type of cyborg.
Yeah, for sure.
Species, and I feel like this is part of it.
Okay, I talk to ChatGPT. I like it. I don't have money for a therapist. I tell ChatGPT my problems, and I've met many people that do that. They write to ChatGPT, and honestly, it's pretty good therapy, right? But that's where we were always gonna be, like, fucking robots. Would you have a sex robot if you had the option? No.
But now, to me,
some people would, and I wouldn't hate on them. Yeah. But I want, because I've had real, genuine pussy,
But the people who are doing the OnlyFans thing, that's just the step before the sex robot.
I don't think that's the step yet. I think like getting a rubber doll and like fucking it is the step.
But they had rubber dolls before OnlyFans.
Yeah,
rubber dolls was the first step.
But now it's got to move and like do. I don't know. I think if you've had like real, genuine, fresh off the bone pussy, I don't think you're gonna like start fucking robot unless it's like right there or better.
I was curious when I heard that sex robots were coming. I thought, I'm fucked. I'm never, like, I actually was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna find them again. I'm never gonna get laid again, because now that there's sex robots, like, no man who's gonna want to fuck a real woman. And then I looked on a YouTube forum, like, not YouTube forum. I looked at a YouTube video, and I looked at the comment section, and I was like, what are people saying about these sex robots? And literally all the men were like, yeah, that's for the bitch. they're like, now the men have the power because this bitch fucked me over in high school, or this bitch did this, and now I'll never have to deal with one of these fucking bitches again because I'm gonna have a perfectly perfect bodied sex robot that's never gonna be mean to me or never hurt me or never reject me or never.
That's no fun.
But I'm like genuinely worried that that's like where things are going.
I mean, it might be, but it's going to be the same thing for the girls. You're going to have like a 6'6", jacked, handsome robot to dog you out. It's not.
I do not, as a woman, I do not want to fuck a
robot.
But I don't know. A lot of these women they're not having sex anymore. Did you hear about that? 4B.
Yeah.
What does that stand for, by the way? 4B.
I don't know, but I've heard it started in like Korea, I think.
The 4B movement, envisioning a feminist future within a non-productive future in Korea. Oh, this is like a whole research paper. But I saw... let me go back because I don't want to waste the listeners' time. I need an actual assistant. Okay, here it is. It showed up. Oh. It's all in Korean. Bihan, Bichulsan, Bione, and Bisak. Kusu, meaning we don't have enough time to decode this.
Our two Korean listeners, thank you.
I tried to do my first like fact check and it's not going very well. No, it must stand for something sexually related, I would imagine, like things that you can't do with men.
Well, yeah, it's just basically like we're not giving pussy or getting in relationships with men until we feel like our rights are, correctly on the same thing as men.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is going to hold up here.
Yeah.
Because I think Korea is like a very polite culture.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to like... If you're really gonna party and then not fuck,
do you think the women here that are saying that are actually gonna like?
Some will.
You think so?
Some will, but I don't think like I don't know. I know when I was like in my early 20s, it was fucking hard, dude. It was hard to get like girls.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
I'm finding it hard to get men as a woman. I mean, I get offers. There's not a problem with that, but. I feel like because of my age, it's really hard to find somebody that like fits in with me. I feel like I'm a weird person. Like I don't know if I want kids. I'm 36 years old. Like I'm doing the podcast thing. And I feel like I'm like a weird, like I don't know that many people that would, I'm sure I could find people to fuck me. Like there's not going to be a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can find like that many people who would like want to date me, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I feel like that's almost everybody.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's just like what it probably is there's no one you want to date.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely someone who wants to date you.
Yeah.
But you don't want to date them.
Do you have the same problem as a man, or is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding me? The hot ones that I want don't want to do it, or maybe they'll fuck one time,
Yeah.
But you can't lock it down. And then the ones that are annoying and you don't like that much,
they want to date.
Oh my God, they you can't get them off you.
That's what it is. So it's not just a female thing. Then it's just a human experience.
That's what everyone's looking to move up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just girls can do it a little more because they got.
I'm not even that picky with like. I feel like I'm not even that picky though. I'm not like he's got to be sick. Well, no, I do like tall guys, but not. I've definitely dated guys that weren't as tall. I'm not like they have to be super rich. Like I'm not into any of that. Like it would be nice if they were rich, but it's definitely not a deal breaker for me. I've dated guys that I made more money than. So I don't know. Like for me, it's just one of those things where I kind of like only like certain people, and it's a chemistry thing. And I rarely feel that chemistry with people.
Well, good luck, brother. I know that's hard. Actually, liking someone. I've been very attracted to people I've dated, like very, very attracted. And then I'm like, you're not even cool. You're not cool. You're not funny. You're not interesting. Yeah, you make money, but you're fucking boring as hell.
Would you be okay with dating a girl who you did have that chemistry with, but you weren't sexually attracted to them?
No.
Yeah.
That's so important. You got to be able to.
If you had to pick one or the other, which one would you pick? If you had to be like, let's say you were gun to your head, you're going to marry one of these women and they're the last person you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Is it a woman that you fucking rock with, like through and through? Like you have not everything in common, but she supports you. She's cool. You can talk to her about stuff, but she's fucking ugly. Or a girl who's fucking hot, But
that one.
You
Not even a question. I'm not. Why would I be with someone I'm not attracted with?
So I have a hot take about that too, because to me it's okay. What's the I actually think one of the main points of a relationship is to have sex, because like
yes,
to have committed sex with somebody that
Yeah.
you're not like having to go out and catch STDs and whatnot. Because everybody's like, but you have to support each other. I'm like, I have friends, like they can.
yeah. Well, you will support each other because
Well,
that's what happens if you like somebody.
You don't want to. I mean, you don't want to be with someone who doesn't support you.
Yeah.
But the idea that you have to have everything in common and do everything together, I'm like, I literally have friends. I
no,
could do
that's
that.
actually annoying.
Yeah.
If someone's always all up on you,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Would you want a girl that came to every single one of your shows?
No.
Really?
No, I bomb. You know?
Are you, I'm having a flashback. I remember you saying that you were somebody who likes your space. Like you were living with a bunch of people. I'm remembering it now.
Love space.
Yeah. You were saying you were living with your family and you were like, no offense to his family if they're listening.
Yeah, no offense, Ma.
You were saying that you lived with a bunch of your family and that you were like, I'm getting tired of it. I want my space.
Yeah. I need space. Like, the one problem I think I really have with dating is I get prospects, like girls that like me. I don't like to text. I'm not into texting.
Yeah.
It's not a fun thing for me. That's not when we're like, oh, like for me, it's like, this is a hassle.
Yeah.
You're like making me stop and like do something and then I have to, get back into what I'm doing. I would rather we went the whole day without talking.
Yeah.
And then I just called you. And we had a good conversation. We laughed, we had a good thing. But like the constant contact is so annoying.
I used to be a constant contact person, but it's really only the past like year or two that I've been transitioning into the way you're talking about. And I think it's because of going back to the technology thing, because of how much technology is a part of our lives. I feel like I can't keep up with it all anymore. And I've been like purposely putting my phone down more often. Like I'm not on Instagram as much anymore. And I'm finding not texting people all day and not messaging people all day to be so much. That's why I said to you when you messaged me on Instagram about if you're coming or not, I'm like, text me because I will not be on Instagram.
Yeah.
And now that I'm like that, I'm 100% on board with you. Like I don't want to text a guy all day. And I'm worried that maybe no man would dump me over that, but I'm genuinely worried that if that's what people expect, that it's going to take away from my time, like video editing or practicing piano.
Well, that's what I think is the big problem with dating is the cell phones have like, there's this never ending, I don't know what to call it, like a always nervous about your relationship or your significant other, always feeling like you need to keep tabs on them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my girl can't have this many bodies or like that. Like all that just like.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like you're trying to own somebody.
Yeah.
Like this is not like this is not cattle, dude.
Yeah.
They're a person.
Yeah.
Like stop watching everything they do. Stop fucking worrying about what they did.
Oh, yeah.
You
My ex, I didn't follow him on Facebook because I knew my anxious mind would be like, who's that girl who like, and I was like, I'm not even going to follow him on Facebook because I don't want to let my brain go down that rabbit hole. And I think like whoever I date next, I'm not even going to follow them on anything because I don't want my brain to go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, I was in a relationship for like multiple years and then no one knew I had a girlfriend because I don't feel like it's people's business, like to get on. I don't want to be always watching, I'm just fucking doing my thing. I feel like my relationship is for me. And if other people, like, I don't want to let other people into my fucking bedroom, or even get a look in. Mm-hmm. I just want them to, see us walking by and then be like, oh, that's her,
Yeah.
Like, just protect them.
I did know about your last girlfriend, though. You posted her, and I thought I was like, she's beautiful.
She was hot.
Yeah.
What can I say?
No, but yeah, going back, I feel like we got on a side tangent and we were bringing this up for a particular reason.
I'm talking about porn, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, but it was funny. We had one initial question and we never answered the initial question was, now going back to square one, after all that was said and done, should I sell my feet on the internet is the question.
If you are okay with that, then dude, go fucking with it. I think if I was, because I wish I could sell my body.
Yeah.
No one's, maybe
No,
some
men,
gross dudes.
I looked it up. Men sell their feet on OnlyFans too. I've seen it.
To dudes?
I probably do. Now, how would you
Fellas?
feel about that? Would you be okay?
Is there a market? Is there a market?
I'm assuming you're a straight man, right?
Yeah.
As a straight man, would you be comfortable?
Don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't care if dudes were jerking off to your feet?
Don't give a fuck.
Really?
If the money's rolling.
And what if you couldn't afford an Indian person to type for you? Would you be comfortable like chatting with them?
Fuck it. Fuck it. But I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be like, it's gross that you're doing this, by the way. It's gross.
Some people would want that.
Oh yeah, they would love it. I'm gonna pay pig them.
Yeah.
Fucking why not? I don't care.
Did you ever hear the theory of why why they think some people have a foot fetish?
Yeah, it's like a thing in your brain.
Yeah, it's something about I don't know if this is true, but I've heard theories that the part of the brain that is next to the part of your brain that thinks about genitals is also the part of your brain that but that's
like
the nerve
right next to each other.
Yeah, they're like right next to each other, the nerve impulses that go to your feet and your genitals, and that some people believe that it was like crossed over, but I don't know if that's a false theory. But
also it could be like she's not working all the time.
Yeah,
she's not on her feet all day. That's nice.
I mean, I kind of get it. Women's feet are prettier than men's feet.
They're
like they're not
feet,
hairy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
It does. That's got to be wild for people with a foot fetish in the summertime, because it's just kind of
I know it's the best.
It's like if tits were everywhere.
Yeah, they are everywhere. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Tits and feet are everywhere. During
But
the summer, it's free.
Yeah, but like tits, you can just see a lot of cleavage in the summertime. But men, like, they get to see like the full fucking thing. You know?
But that's the game. You guys are giving it away for free. If you knew, and everybody knows, and they just give it away for free.
I have some. I probably shouldn't say this, but because they probably listen to this, but I have some people who watch my piano videos, and they'll be like, "Can you please show the pedal of your piano videos?" And at first I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." Like, they want to see my foot technique, and then I'm like, "No, they want to see want to see my feet."
Do you do it?
I don't do it.
You're a fool.
Because I don't know how am I supposed to get the right angle where they could see my feet and my playing at the same time.
Right there. You want to see top? I guess top. I don't know. You got to ask them. Like, do you want to
should
side
I go
view?
above my head and they see everything? Like, how does it work?
You probably have to have a separate foot cam.
Oh.
Just for the pedal, and then you have one on you, and then you put them together.
I only have one camera right now, and I can't afford multiple ones at the moment until I make more money. Subscribe so I could become monetized,
guys,
please.
If you want the foot stuff, you got to pay for the camera. You're going to get a camera at your house tomorrow.
When I do my piano videos, I do try to look sexy in the videos to capture more attention without the feet, just like my physique. And it's really hard to find an angle that captures like boobs and butt.
No, you're rocking it.
Am I doing it?
You can't
see my boobs in it, though. You can see
but you got your shape, and also you sit hilarious with like the
arch
posture.
So I purposely, because here's the thing, like because I've done videos where I slouch, and I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, I look ridiculous. Like I look like an old lady. It's not sexy at all. I look like an old lady. But you're probably
rocking it.
Yeah.
That's like you in your mode is when you're.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, if I want to use my sex appeal, I have to play in a way that's not really my natural way of playing.
Yeah.
So should I just play my natural way of playing and look like a
dude.
Look like a whore.
Stick your ass out and get the views. That's the game. That's what we're all here for.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy how much it works though, because I remember I posted a video of me playing and my butt was very arched out, and all of a sudden I got messages from guys that I didn't talk to for years. Like random guys would be like, "Hey, what have you been up to? We got to get together." Some married, like some of them are married. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the game right there.
What? Okay, what's up with that? Like some married men that like flirt, because they're not going to hook up with them, but they like.
Know? They would.
I mean, that's true. Maybe they would.
They just would. Yeah. People be cheating.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you ever date a girl would you ever stay with a girl that cheated you?
No, that's like a huge no for me. 'Cause that's just like a breach that's like a lack of respect. Yeah. Also, like if someone cheats on you, they don't really respect you like that.
Yeah.
Like they're they were like, fuck this guy, fuck this guy. You know, like I don't care about him that much. He'll get over, you know, like.
Yeah.
So no, that's just a pure respect. You got to respect yourself as like a person, you know?
Are you the type of person that struggles with trust with women? Like when you're dating a woman, are you like on guard? Like, are they going to cheat on me?
Nah.
It's kind of like you just trust them. And if they fuck
up. If you fuck up, then you're going to lose me, you know? So like, it's up to you.
Yeah.
That I'm not forcing anybody to be with me.
Yeah.
I do not want that.
Yeah.
That sucks. You know, if you gotta fucking want to be on this ride.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not trying to force anyone. I'm not trying to like catch anyone. I'm not trying to look over my shoulder. If I feel like I gotta look over my shoulder, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just what I don't want to live like that.
Yeah. I haven't had a boyfriend in well, it's been like a year. Is that a long time to go without a boyfriend?
I don't know. It's relative.
I haven't had sex in a year. Is that a long time?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's a while. Even though for some people, I'm sure they'd be like, doesn't matter.
Well,
you know, some people it's 8 years.
Let's just put it this way.
You're on the 4B movement.
I had enough sex before that to make up for the lack of the year. So it's not really that big of a deal, I guess. But I'm like, okay, I think it's about time I start seeing somebody, and I don't even know how to go about doing it. Like I tried going on Tinder. Now here's the thing about Tinder.
Tinder's crazy.
Is it crazy? I see. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. What
Tinder is why I've never had a good experience on Tinder. It's always like some beast that I meet that does not look like the pictures.
So
I got to Hinge or Bumble.
Is it Hinge or Bumble?
Those
I went on
places.
Tinder because it was like I felt like it was easier to use. Like it was just like easier. That's why I went on it. And I saw a guy that I was very physically attracted to by his picture. We started chatting, and for the most part, I felt like we got along really well. So I'm like, this is cool. Now, this is what I really hope they don't listen, but I doubt they do. This is what, going forward, if I ever use a dating app again, I know now to look for this in advance so I don't waste my time. You don't know what someone's voice is going to sound like until you meet them.
You don't.
So good looking guy, nice enough in text and everything. Yeah. And then I heard him talk, and I was like, immediately, I'm never fucking this person.
What was his voice like?
I can't do an impression of it now because it's been a while now, but it was very like Pee Wee Herman, like very fast.
Hey.
Yeah. Like,
oh, nice to meet you, Andrea.
It was very like.
I really like to eat your pussy.
Oh, no, not Pee Wee Herman. I'm sorry. Who's the neurotic Jewish comedian?
Larry David?
No, maybe a little bit Larry David, but he just talked like, as I'm talking really fast as I say that, but it's more because I have nerves when I am being recorded.
Yeah.
But he just like nonstop talking. Not Larry David, the one who had sex with his. There was one that had sex with his stepdaughter, I think, or had like a relationship with his stepdaughter, and everyone.
Woody
Allen. He had like a Woody Allen vibe about him. Like he was like talking really fast and neurotic and everything like that. And it just like the second I met him, I was like, oh, I already know I'm not fucking him. Yeah, so now I have to go on a date with him. Yeah. So if I ever do the dating apps again, I'm going to be like, hey, before we meet, can we talk on the phone? Or,
that's not a bad idea. Or FaceTime.
Or do FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because you can't catch a person's vibe. Like, you know.
No, I went on a date this summer, and I walked in and I was like, man, this girl's not attracted to me. I looked at her and she looked at me and I was like,
you can tell like the reaction.
She's not fucking with me. You know?
Did you catfish her in the photos or what happened?
No, I think sometimes and I've done this before where I've like seen someone swiped right and then I see it in person. I'm like, actually,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, it's just not.
Another thing this guy did that I felt was like I didn't tell him he was catfishing me because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but he kind of was a little bit because he put pictures of himself when he was like very skinny, and now his like current body was very like dad bod. It was very like he was still skinny but had this massive gut, and I'm like, I didn't see that in the picture.
Yeah, you know? It's a little catfishy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, and nothing against dad.
Yeah,
there's something for everybody. There's somebody. Oh shit! I was saying there's somebody for everybody out there. So just be honest about what your body looks like in the photos so that the right person will be attracted to you. You're only fucking yourself over by
exactly
lying about the way your body is.
That's why I tell the whole damn truth when I'm on like a dating site.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm short, like this is what I look like. And, we'll go from there. Because I only want people who, like, I don't know. This is like a weird thing, but I like when someone likes me.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
I don't like to, I know some people like the chase where they want to like take a girl and like meet her and convince her to do that. That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want any sort of like coercion or selling.
I'm the same way with you too. Like, I don't like the games and stuff like that. Like, I kind of just like, and I started doubting myself. I was like, should I be playing some type of hard to get type of game? And some of my guy friends were like, no, don't do that. But I'm like, but it never works out when I'm just myself. So maybe I should.
I wish I had good relationship advice, but unfortunately every relationship I've had ended. So
I guess we have that in common.
Yeah. We've failed every single relationship we've ever been in. Isn't that crazy?
How many relationships have you had? A lot?
Nah, like 3.
I've had a lot.
Yeah.
So the fact that I failed that many of them is even
How
worse.
many?
Oh my God. Do you want me to count?
You're putting up numbers?
Shit. So I have my first boyfriend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like probably like 8. I feel like 8 relationships.
That's not that much. I thought you were gonna say like 15.
I've probably slept with that many, but I haven't dated all of them.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I thought you were gonna say something like crazy. That's like what, 1 every 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
If you started like, when most people start, yeah.
And then some of them are long-term relationships too. So some of them lasted a few years.
Yeah.
Definitely 8 to 10, but not more than 10.
Yeah.
Like serious boyfriends.
Yeah, but also you are fucking up. That's a lot of that's a lot of L's.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I've done a lot of self-assessing this year. I've gotten like a lot of help from counselors and stuff like that. So I had what was called anxious attachment style. So I was that anxious person that you were just talking about that you never want to be. Like you don't want to be someone who's like looking over your shoulder to see how the other girl is. I was that person who was always doing that. But and then I came to realize a lot of the things that you just said. It's like if you feel like you have to do that, then you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah. I don't know what attachment I am. I kind of felt like I was anxious, but now I don't know if I'm anything.
So there's anxious attachment, which is like what I was and why I ruined all my it ruins your relationship, so don't do it. It's when you're constantly like on edge in your relationship, like are they going to leave? Are they going to leave? There's avoidant attachment style, which is like it's kind of the same thing. It's the same exact thing. You're scared they're going to leave, so your way of dealing with it is just step back. You're like, I'm going to leave you before you leave me. And then there's healthy attachment style. What's it called? It's not called healthy, but it is the healthy one.
Like secure attachment
style, where it's like you have like a fair balance of like healthy space, and then you're probably that.
Yeah, I think I was like anxious, but then I was like, fuck that. I don't want to live like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you don't want to be with me, then just don't. Like with my ex, we were having an issue. We were like fighting like crazy.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I need some space. And like within the space time, I just called her and I was like, yo, do you want to be with me or not? I was like, just decide. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but like right this moment, just say how you feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not beat to like play with some time period and then, you made a decision. What the fuck? This isn't Top Chef.
Yeah.
Like just tell me whether you want to be with me or not. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not a contestant. I'm not a fan of yours.
Yeah.
Like this is a relationship. So either you either know, because you do know, everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's not like you're actually undecided, So just tell me. And then let's be adults and move on.
Do you feel like in your relationships, and if you feel comfortable being honest about this, were you the dumper or more the one getting dumped?
I'm always the dumping. I never give up. That's my problem.
You get dumped?
Yeah.
I'm always the dumper.
Yes.
Do you think that's just a male-female thing for the most part?
No, because a lot of dudes just dump girls.
Really?
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I can't give up. I'm like always in it. If I'm like connected to someone, I'm like, well, we could fucking work this out. I think for
me, so they say people with anxious attachment style, they're specifically attracted to avoidant attachment style because they're like so out of balance that they find each other.
Makes sense.
So I think that's why I've always ended my relationships, because I realized I would always like realize that something was wrong, and I would always be the one, because I'm anxious. I'm like, we got to fix it. And then I would break up with them. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, that's like one of the reasons why I took so much time off from dating. I wanted to like completely heal that part of myself and fix that part of myself. And now I feel like if I go back out into the dating world, I won't have that problem anymore. Because like this, what we were talking about before, like I'm actually okay with not texting people, and I'm okay with being by myself, you know?
Yeah. But that is, I don't know, it's kind of hard because when you get like really okay with being by yourself, you just don't need people.
So I'm actually getting into that right now, because I went from anxiously attached to like, now I like don't have the desire to really like do much with people.
That is my issue, where it's like, I don't even care to be here right now, you know?
Yeah. Like I have people, like I had guys like asking me out recently, like, hey, I'm going to be over here at this show. And I'm just like, I'm just going to stay home and chill. I'm chilling. Yeah.
Like a girl went on a date with me this summer. She was like, I don't even know why I did it. You just felt like you didn't give a fuck. And can I be honest? I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, if you want to go out, let's go out. I have nothing to do tonight. You know, so I don't know. I just don't really care. I don't really care to date. Like, I'm not really interested in that. Like, if I get it, it's great. Awesome. But, like, I'm more focused on, like, actual goals.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe, I guess a little self-obsessed right now, but.
Well, I mean, you're into comedy, so I feel like you need to be a little bit self-obsessed right now to find success in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the years that you've been trying to push your comedy, have you seen like an incremental increase of getting better each year and like getting more shows and more opportunities? No?
I get more opportunities for sure. So here's what I'll say. Like, I'm obviously way better than when I started.
Yeah.
So like I kill way harder than I killed like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But the stakes are higher than they've ever been.
Why
like 4 years ago, I was getting bar shows, nothing ass shows. You know, I was doing it with other open micers. Now I do shows, and it's like I did a show Friday, and Mike Racine is there, and I've done like 5 shows with Mike Racine.
Okay.
And so I want Mike Racine to see that I'm good. So if, you know, like, I gotta kill, because Mike Racine's only seen me kill. So if he sees me bomb, he's gonna fucking think I suck, you know?
Yeah.
So you kind of like gotta, and I work at a club, and you know, Joey Diaz works that club. I can't let Joey.
You get to meet Joey Diaz?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's like, I can't let Joey think that I fucking suck, you know?
Yeah.
Like I can't let Rich Voss think.
So
that
you
I
probably
suck.
are better now because you have that pressure.
Yes, but also when you're on a big stage like that, and you're with, you know, you're in a big room, and everyone on the lineup is heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Good luck. You know, like it's a lot harder now. You know, when you know Rich Voss is hosting, and then Aaron Berg goes up, and then you got to go up. Good luck, dude. It's hard. It's much harder.
But
now.
at the same time, I feel like that's a good place to be, because I do remember seeing a lot of famous comedians, when I would go watch their shows, they would always have like 3 people. They'd have like one newbie, like it's almost like they're an open micer that got really good. Then the next one up to warm them up would be like someone intermediate, like someone better than an open micer, could possibly headline, but like not the best headliner. And then there's the headliner.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're probably one of those people now, at the very least. Would you feel like you're the first one or the second one? First tier or second tier?
I don't know where I'm at. I feature, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get better. I just want to get better, and I just love doing comedy. I just want to be in it.
How many years have you been doing it at this point?
I'm on 7 now.
Oh,
So it's like the big year.
yeah.
And yes, because like the last year, like year 6, was just bombing.
Yeah.
It was just bombing. Like I've been through many years of doing comedy, and some years it's fully like me getting shows that I'm in over my head in, and just bombing for a year.
Yeah.
Like a whole year of just eating it. And then you just like I don't know what happens, but you just like get used to it, and you get better, and you just write better jokes, and things are like different. It's very weird, but it just like now I don't know. I've learned like so much with the business. It's not all about just doing the performance. You got to like do the online shit. You got to be.
Are you better at the online stuff?
No. I have no followers. I'm so bad at making online content.
Yeah.
But
hold that thought. So we were talking about doing social media marketing, and you're saying that you're not good at it.
I just don't. No, it's like getting the video. I don't know. It's so weird when you like post a video on the internet. It's just up to the internet. Like I know some really bad comics.
Yeah.
And their jokes are bad.
Yeah.
But whenever they post, it just gets views. And I'm not talking about nice comments.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people being like, you suck, like you're bad.
Hey,
but
negative attraction is still
still
you can
attention.
still make money.
Exactly.
The computer doesn't know the difference between negative and positive.
And they're getting
attention.
like 10, 100,000, like like 500,000 views.
Yeah.
And I don't know, so it's like a weird internet game, is like how to garner attraction. I have no idea how to do it. Like not the slightest clue.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself, because I feel like I genuinely do put work into my podcasts. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I do have my first 1,000 subscribers, but I feel like it took me a long ass time to get there.
The first 1,000 is like so hard.
You think so?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping to like actually build a real following on here. So the first 1,000 took a long time, but it's hard to figure out how to do it, because it's like, okay, is there a certain time of day you're supposed to post? And you have to watch all these marketing videos to try to figure out the tricks. And I do find like certain times of day are better. Like today I posted a podcast episode 9 a.m. instead of 8 p.m. And I noticed it got a lot of interaction compared to normal. Shorts, like posting music shorts. I do a combination of like the music shorts and then the full podcast videos. And the music shorts, I notice like if I post them 8 p.m. they get some attention, but I'm hearing other people say like you got to post them. But anyways, it's like you have to like learn all the tricks of the trade.
I hate all that, and I refuse to do it. Like I've been just a thing I've been doing. I'll just post a full set on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do gimmicks. I just want to be like, I'm good at stand up.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to post a full set, and I'm going to kill, and I'm just going to put the right hashtag stand-up comedy,
so
hashtag
what you
funny.
should do is you should make little shorts of jokes and post those shorts like every day.
I don't have enough for every day. That's the thing. Like, how do you have so much material?
Didn't you say you had like a full stand-up special?
Yeah, I'm not a special, but
like
I have like 15 minutes. So
like take a little joke in your 15 minutes. Like,
yeah. I know that, but I don't know. I hate it.
Or crowd work. People do crowd work. Like you can have so much crowd work.
That's the thing. I hate all this. I hate doing social media. I didn't get into comedy to like do social media. You know what I mean? Now I know.
If you don't take advantage of it, you might never get to the place where you want to be.
I know. I hate it. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I want to do better gigs and get more gigs, then you got to play
the dumb game.
Exactly.
Look, I was showing my ass on the piano on the internet. Like I got to play the fucking game.
That's true.
I was just talking about this with one of my friends, and he said the same exact thing. He was like, I didn't get into this to be a social media marketing person. And there was this one, his name is Adam Neely. He's a music YouTuber. And what he said changed my mind a lot. He said that in today's day and age, he's talking about musicians, but it could apply to comedians as well. He's like, musicians think that they have it fucked because they have to play this dumb social media game. But he was like, but what you don't understand is that during every single era, there was a dumbass fucking game to play, as going as far back as history. Like you had to be a dumbass court jester for a king to be a musician. The old, like in the 90s, the game was like Britney Spears and NSYNC and like being this sexy person and doing little dances and numbers and like doing the Mickey Mouse Club and getting molested like by corporate assholes. True. That was their game. This is our game. So in a way, it's like this is more powerful of a game to have than that game. You don't have to be this like sex symbol.
Wouldn't it be so easy if someone just diddled your bits and they were like, go ahead, get out there? Wouldn't that be great? If someone just like, and then you're like, it's done.
I mean, yeah. Then there's
Wow.
what was it, Harvey? Was it Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah. Let him suck me. I don't care. You want to bust in the plant? I don't care.
So you think that would be far easier just to do one suck and fuck and then just be?
Oh my, then making a reel every day forever. That sucks. Like this is such a worse.
But eventually you'll get to a place where you can hire somebody to make the reels for you if you start making money. That's the goal. I look at me like I don't have an assistant to do the fact checking. That's why I failed my fact checking. But the goal is to eventually make enough money on here. Like I have to put in the hard work to start. But then the goal is to eventually make enough money to have somebody do all those things.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just being a Scrooge, honestly, because I'm lazy and I actually don't want to.
Are you a lazy
anything.
person?
Yeah.
Do you play video games?
Yeah, all the time. Like if I didn't have shows this week, I didn't go out Monday. I didn't go out Tuesday.
Do girls
I didn't go
like
out
that?
Sunday. Sometimes, and then they don't. You know.
Did your recent girlfriend like it or no?
I go through different modes. Like right now, I'm in my save money mode, so I'm staying at home. But like before, it was like I got a crazy situation with like my family and my job, and then doing comedy, and then having a girlfriend. It was like just like juggling those four things. That probably like undid my relationship. Was just like always doing something.
Yeah.
Like I was dead tired all the time. Like I didn't really want to do anything because I was doing something every single day.
What do you do for your day job to support your comedy career?
I work in construction.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
So I'm tired.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's like, and you
Yeah.
probably have to get up early for that.
Yeah. I get up
How
early.
do you have the energy to go to late night mics?
I don't know. Because that energizes me. I like that. I like doing comedy. I like seeing a crazy person at the mic. I like hanging out. I like bullshitting. That's the best part of my day.
How much sleep do you get every day?
Not that much.
Oh.
I don't sleep. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't sleep much. I was like fucking working. I was doing comedy. I was trying to like, and then like, you know, you have a girlfriend, so you got to talk to her. So you got to like spend an hour talking to her. So that cuts into everything.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like it's like so much work.
Yeah.
You know, so
maybe
like,
you will get a sex robot.
honestly, dude, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know, if it was just like if it felt like genuine mouth.
Yeah.
You know, like
mouth is what you said.
Yeah, like if it would, you know, like if it could really give me head, then I would be like, I'm in.
You would be okay if you got the genuine mouth feel and the genuine sex feel, but no conversations.
I don't need that right now. You know, I'll just chat with ChatGPT.
What do you ask ChatGPT?
Just like everything, career.
Pull it out right now. Let's ask it.
I don't have it on my phone. I have
you
it on
don't
my
have it on your
computer.
phone?
Yeah, but you can like literally, first of all, you can name it. If you like are logged in, you have your thing. You can name it. It'll like talk back. You can ask it anything. You know when they're like, oh, you can't ask ChatGPT sex questions. Yes, you can.
I've tried to ask them weird questions and it wouldn't.
You got to word it correctly.
One time I asked it if Andrea Pranzatelli is attractive. Like I was like, I wonder what it thinks of me.
Yeah.
I was like, is Andrea Pranzatelli attractive? And it was like, beauty is subjective. Like it was like, if you want to know if she's attractive, it's subjective and you have to look up photos of her. That's what it said. And I was like, come on, like.
What a beautiful response by ChatGPT. What a political response. Yeah, it was like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, you got to get a little more specific. So here's what I'd say. I would say grading on attractiveness rubric. How would you rate Andrea Pranzatelli on a scale of 1 to 10?
You think it would answer?
Who knows? We'd have to check. It might just be like, bitch, I don't know who Andrea Pranzatelli.
It does know me. I've asked. Yeah, I said who, because that's why that's why I got into that as the second question. But I was like, who is Andrea Pranzatelli? And it said who I was. It said Andrea Pranzatelli used to be a comedian. It said I had a quirky sense of humor, which I thought was interesting.
Quirky sense of humor.
Quirky. It said it called it the Pranzata Pod for some reason instead of podcast. It was like it knew what year I did it. It was like she launched the Pranzata Pod and she's been doing. It said that I do pop culture and it said philosophy videos, but it gave us very specific branch of philosophy that I thought was funny. Stoicism. It said I do, which is, I don't think is true. It said I do a combination of stoicism and pop culture videos, which I'm like, I don't think that's true. And it knew I was a comedian, and it knew I was a musician. It like knew I was a musician and music teacher. So I was like, that's fucking interesting.
That's cool. Mine was like, I don't know who the fuck you are, buddy. You got to work a little bit harder.
Do you have a website? Like,
no website. Like I said, I'm the king of unprofessionalness.
Yeah.
You know, I'm keeping it unprofessional.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I think you need to start getting professional, is my opinion. My career advice to you.
But I don't feel like that's rock and roll. You know?
Yeah, but if you're like going in on the comedy game, you have to take it that extra step. That's what you got to do.
I think a website is like a little bit too much now.
Well, not a website, but like you got to do the reels. You got to do that stuff.
I'm focusing on just doing like the stupid ass reels. And
why not like do like dumb comedy or like post comedy, you know?
Yeah, I think that's like the move actually, is just to like do it and then find a way to make it fun for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it for other people, because if you're doing it for other people, you're not gonna have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what makes me laugh?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it does not make other people laugh. You know, I'm just doing, because I'll just do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I just, whatever I'm feeling in the moment.
I see comedians doing like little sketches, like 1 minute sketches that they do. You could try stuff like that.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to try something.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm not like obsessed with it. I don't see, I don't know. There's like guys who work the cellar that have never put up a reel. You know? Like
who though? Like Louis C.K.? I mean, that's like, a different beast.
Do you know Gavin Matz?
No.
Great comic. He just started putting up videos like last year. He does The Cellar, super funny, from Denver, like one of my favorites.
But did he start doing The Cellar within the last year that he made those reels?
Like recently.
Yeah.
You know, so like you just got to be funny. Like be funny. I don't give a fuck about like being online. I think it's overrated, honestly. I think being like, it's nice, it helps, but I don't know if being online is like for everybody. Yeah,
because sometimes you get this phenomena where you have comedians that have a following online that aren't actually funny in real life because they...
So many. Like, that whole Rogan crew to me is not very funny.
You don't think so?
No.
Which ones are you referring to?
Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, like that original Rogan crew, Callan.
Yeah. Ari Shaffir is good, though.
Don't really like Ari.
Really? Did you see Jew? Yeah. Just for everybody listening.
Yeah.
Jew is because it sounds really bad.
No, she's calling me a Jew.
Are you a Jew?
Yeah.
Jew, you never saw Jew?
I saw it.
I thought it was great.
It was fine.
You don't...
It was fine.
I thought it was super unique. Like even the cinema, like the way it was filmed, like the candles in the back was such a unique thing. I've never seen a comedy special like that. And to do a whole hour just on like the Jewish culture, like was just super interesting to me.
Yeah, it's just not my sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I don't know. I find him funny on a podcast. Like on a podcast, Ari's great. Yeah. But his stand up, I don't really care.
Who's your style then?
My guy, like my fucking number one guy right now is like probably Joe List. I think he's like the best comic right now. Yeah. He's like a killer. Love Shane. You know,
well, he's part of the Joe Rogan crew.
He's part of the new crew. Like, Joe's new crew is so much
Mark
better.
Norman's a fucking beast.
Like, yeah. The new crew is so much. Well,
but I feel like Ari Shaffir is part of that new crew too.
Yeah. But I still don't. I still don't like Ari. He's just not for me.
Yeah.
But like the way I see it is like what he did when he went to Austin, because he had no comics, he just started taking people from New York and be like, that's my crew. Yeah. You know, but like Tony Hinchcliffe.
Do you think he's funny?
No. I've seen
He's funny. He's funny at...
As a roast,
He's funny at his Kill Tony. I'm trying to get my cat for the podcast.
For the listeners.
Big
black
he's my
pussy.
Baby. I actually, when I was teaching a virtual lesson with a little kid one time they looked at the the cat in the background. They're like, "Oh, you have a little black pussy," they said. And I was like, and I just trying so hard not to laugh because whoever decided that it was cool to call cats pussy, I think that's so weird.
I think pussy came before pussy.
Pussy came so vagina was secondary to cats being called pussy.
Yeah.
I wonder why they decided to call it pussy. Like, what does it have to do with a cat? Because it's hairy?
I guess it has claws. I don't know.
It has claws?
I don't know. I don't really get why they call. I mean, I get it because, like, I don't know, women are more cat-like.
But not our vaginas aren't, though.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that the vagina reminds me nothing of a cat. I don't really get that one. This is a time for a fact check, if I've ever seen one.
So what fact are we checking exactly? Where's the word pussy?
Why is a vagina called a pussy?
Okay, listeners. Best we can tell, the association of the word pussy with cats and young women, sweet, warm, and furry, led to its use as vulgar slang for feminine genitalia by the end of the 1600s. Wow, they've been doing it for a long time. Etymologists have offered other explanations, though, suggesting an Old Norse word for pocket or pouch.
Now that sounds right.
Wow. So it's people have been using the word pussy. But then why did they start calling people pussy as like you're a little bitch? Is it because women are the physically weaker sex? Is that?
Yeah, but I don't know. A vagina can take a pounding. Yeah, like a vagina really can.
Yeah.
You know, you warm it up a little bit and it's like sensitive, and then once it's ready to go,
a whole fucking baby comes out of it. So
it can do anything.
Yeah. So wow,
know.
they've been using the word pussy since the 1600s.
I don't like that they called it a pocket. Imagine if I was like
a hot pocket,
nice wet pocket that you know, like that would be crazy.
I like the word pussy.
Yeah, I think it's a good word.
I think it's a good word too. I have some friends who don't like it, that they think it's like gross, you know.
Pussy?
Yeah.
There's worse ones.
What are the worst ones?
Clam.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pocket.
Yeah, pocket would be not good. Box. What's another one?
Taco.
Like crevice.
Taco's not too bad. Taco's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. If someone called your pussy a crevice, you'd be like, no, that's not.
Crevice?
Yeah. It's technically a crevice. It's a small opening.
What are all the words for ass?
Butt. Booty.
Culo.
Yeah. Keister.
Dump truck.
Gat.
Dupa. Dupa's.
What's that?
My Ukrainian grandma used to say it. It might be. What is dupa?
Dupa. Yes, I'm a big fan of your dupa. Very big fat.
It says that dupa is the Polish word for butt, and my grandma was Ukrainian, so I guess there was some similarities between the Ukrainian language and the Polish language.
She definitely heard it in the past.
Yeah,
she was like, "Got a good dupa.
Got a good dupa.
Got a quality dupa."
She'd be like, "Sit on your dupa."
A super dupa.
Wow, I thought everybody just used the word dupa. I didn't realize it was a Ukrainian thing or a Polish thing.
No, I've never heard that one before.
What's your ethnicity? What are you?
Puerto Rican and Jewish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about Tony Hinchcliffe. That's where we got sidetracked. Yes. You said Puerto Rican, and I thought of the Tony Hinchcliffe. You know about the Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
What did you think of that whole incident?
I don't really care about the jokes. I thought they were like, they weren't the best, but they weren't the worst. He's a good roaster.
Yeah.
I just think it's gay to like cape for a political
figure.
That's the only thing
I thought it was a stupid idea.
For Tony, it's probably a net positive.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he's just audience capturing.
Yeah.
You know, like for everyone that thinks, oh, he got all this heat, he got like 10 times as many, you know, retarded conservative people that just because people got mad will follow.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it's probably a net positive for him. I just think it's fucking loser shit to like cape for any politician in any way. Like I would never do that shit. Dude,
if Trump lost the election, he might have been a dead man because I feel like
he would have got some hate for sure.
In my opinion, I actually thought that Trump was going to lose the election because of his joke.
No, I didn't think that.
You didn't think so?
I thought it would be funny. if Tony Hinchcliffe, like if you could write down in history that Tony Hinchcliffe was like, he pissed off enough Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania like to sway the vote.
Like, I don't mean to laugh about it, but I thought I was laughing when I saw on the news, because it was like on CNN. It was like Tony Hinchcliffe, like they didn't know how to say his name. They're like, Tony Hinchcliffe like says racial remarks about Puerto Ricans, and I was like, oh my God. So like, for just to explain to the listeners, for I'm not excusing what he did. I thought what he did was really fucking dumb. But for those who know the comedy world, they know that Tony Hinchcliffe is like an insult comedian, and he says the most ridiculous stuff on the Kill Tony show. But for someone who's never seen his comedy before and doesn't know who he is, I could totally see how they thought that was like really racist.
Yeah. So here's one thing that I think Tony did wrong in a roast is what you always do is you roast yourself before you go after other people. Mm-hmm. He didn't roast himself. He didn't roast a crowd. Yeah. You know, and so he was just basically, and also you're at a political rally, so it's just going to sound like hate anyway. Yeah. Also, like, you know, it's like full lights. Everything is wrong. There was no way comedy was going over the correct way. Like, zero chance. So, like, just in that idea, I don't know. He didn't attack it the right way. Like, I would have never done any of those jokes. Yeah. Like, it's just not. It was just a dumb idea in general, in my opinion.
I heard some people saying, though, they're like, it's not really his fault, though, because he got hired as Tony Hinchcliffe, and that's what Tony Hinchcliffe does. So it's really not his fault. It's the fault of the people who hired him.
I agree. But also, you got to be like, not for me. Yeah. You know, like, there's no way it could have been that much money. Yeah. It wasn't a $500,000. You know, like, they probably paid him nice. It was good. But, like, you gotta go like, this is not the one.
It was definitely not in my opinion, not a smart decision.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it works for him. He's still doing the show. Things are still going great for him, you know. But nah, it was stupid in my opinion.
Yeah, and it was just like as someone who knows comedy, it was funny to see his name like on CNN.
Oh yes, I just think it's dumb because it's like. Even if you are like a real Trump guy, and he made it obvious he was a Trump guy if you watch the show, you know, liberals watch comedy too. Yeah. That's, you know, that's dumb. Just like making half your audience mad.
I wonder if he lost some following on the Kill Tony show because of that.
Probably, but he gained it back in Trump people. So like... Probably nothing. Like I would say net negative, maybe even a positive. Yeah. Honestly.
You were gonna show me and the listeners the Trump watch.
Oh yeah. This rules. This rules. Trump. Listen, I don't like him, but look at that thing with his face on it. Hold
it up to the camera.
Look.
I'll probably put a picture on there. So like. We were talking
not even that much money.
We were talking politics in the beginning of the podcast before we started recording, and I was like, "Oh, save it for the podcast," but then it was too late because I was eating food, and the whole conversation went by. But he was saying that how he doesn't like Trump. He really hates Trump.
Not a Trump guy.
But he likes his watches.
I don't love the watches. I just think I respect him as a slimy businessman. That's the only thing I respect about him is that he is like obviously a piece of shit crook and he's tricked all these people. And you got to respect that. I don't think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a good politician. He's probably bad at both. But this man has pulled off how many slimy ass schemes? Countless.
I've been trying to get to know the people in politics more, and I don't actually feel like I had enough time to explore these people before election day. Mm-hmm. Like I put it on my podcast that I was very like unsure who to vote for. I was like, I'm so fucking lost here that I don't know who to vote for, and I didn't have enough time to even like get to know these people. But I started watching documentaries of I watched documentaries of Elon Musk, because here's the thing with Elon Musk, because it's like, okay, either he cares about free speech that much, so he's that good of a person, or he's lying. And those are very two different paths. So I started watching a documentary about him to try to see like, okay, well, maybe if I learn about his life story, I could kind of figure it out. And when I watched the documentaries about him, it didn't really help me figure it out. It kind of just still confused me more because since he was a child, he had a vision of saving humanity. Like he had that vision since he was a child. Like he was like, I want to get human beings to Mars, or like I want to save the species of human beings. So obviously he had those thoughts as a kid. So he didn't have greed or money in mind as a kid.
Yeah.
But as he's gotten older, there's a lot of controversy around him buying Twitter out because they're saying, yes, he has these visions of helping humanity, but he also has a dark side to him. And that's what other people were saying in the documentary.
Who has he helped yet?
What's that?
Who the fuck has he helped yet?
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this all
he
out.
He hasn't helped anybody.
Yeah.
Name one person he's helped.
Well, according to him.
And you don't got to help nobody.
Yeah.
Like, that's not your job.
Yeah.
But, like, don't sell yourself as a guy as, like I'm going to save. Who's he saved? Nobody.
When he was a kid, he was obsessed with saving humanity from rotting on the earth from, I guess.
We're fine. We're chilling.
Well, everyone's concerned about global warming.
Well, then he should do something about that. He's not helping.
Now, here's the thing that I'm confused about him. He used to be about that. And now if he's going Team Trump, is he still? Because he used to be about electric cars and stuff like that.
He was never about that.
But he was. Why would he make electric cars? Or why would he want like underground tunnels? And why would he want to, like, what would be his goal of getting people to Mars if he didn't think?
Government contracts.
Since a kid? He had these visions as a kid.
No, I mean, I'm sure he had like the grand ideas as a child. But like the reason why they shoot rockets into space is one, I don't know why, like, just humans are obsessed, like men specifically are obsessed with like conquering space.
Yeah.
And also like, the U.S. government has given him like multiple $billion, contracts.
Is it like a culture war to see who could accomplish these space missions first?
Yeah, kind of. Like Bezos went into space.
Yeah.
It's like a dick measuring contest for these guys.
Yeah.
And so he's more about making money and fucking. He's got 10 kids. Nobody ever says that about him, He doesn't take care of them. Like he just, pays them. That's
yeah.
it.
Well, what I was going to say though was that it wasn't clear to me if he was a good or bad person from the documentary, because it seemed like his intentions started from a good place as a kid, but maybe some of what happened to him as he grew up became a little bit corrupted by the fame and stuff like that. So it was really confusing for me to figure out like who he actually was.
I find him to be like a little bit of like a con artist, honestly.
You think so?
Yeah, like they try and like make it so that like they're like, oh, Elon invented PayPal. He did not. He was a part of a group that invented PayPal, but like so many people in that group are super billionaires now because they made like LinkedIn and other products that we use all the time now. It wasn't just Elon, and he didn't make Tesla. Someone was already coming up with that idea. He took the money and bought the company. He's a master brander. He's great at branding. That's what Elon Musk is great at. He's good at branding.
So
shit.
I didn't know this. So when I was going back to like looking up all these people and trying to learn who they are to get the story, I also watched a documentary on Donald Trump, and I found out that he was also a brand master. So you know how there's all this Trump stuff? Like in the documentary, they were showing, like you said, there's a Trump watch. There used to be all these buildings in New York City and other places too, like Atlantic City, etc., that said Trump, Trump this, Trump that. And there was like all kinds of Trump stuff. And the documentary said that a lot of that stuff wasn't even his property. What it was is that because he had a famous name, he would sell the name to people, and then those people who owned the building would
put Trump on it.
Put Trump on it. So everybody thought he owned all this stuff, but it was just for show.
Yeah.
And they were talking about his childhood and how like, I think they had a testimony from his teacher. They said like his music teacher, I think they said his music teacher like slapped him in the face or something like that. Cause you know how teachers were like back then, they were a lot different than now. But the music teacher was saying that Trump always had to be the best at everything he did. And he was like that as a kid. Like he grew up like, I'm going to win this, I'm going to win that. And he was like always doing stuff to get attention. And I think like music was one of the only like subjects that he wasn't good at. And I think the teacher said he slapped him or something like that. But they were saying he was like that since a kid, and then now that's how his personality is as an adult too. He's like, I gotta get a watch, everyone's gotta have my face on the watch.
Yeah.
Like he's very just about like, I'm gonna win.
He's done this before. I mean, the Trump shoes.
Shoes.
You never saw the Trump shoes?
No.
They're the worst shoes ever. They're just gold shoes. It's just he's so tacky. He's the worst, dude. He's the worst. He's like, and like they act like he's like a genius businessman. He's not.
Yeah.
He's literally rich, and then he gets someone to do something and doesn't pay them.
Yeah.
I could have done that.
Yeah.
And then you have better lawyers than the other guys, and you just wait them out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if that's your business plan, fuck, I could do that if I had unlimited money. Like he does not impress me. He's not one of these smart elite
but
people.
he can't be that dumb if he convinced the whole United States to vote for him.
Here's what you're underestimating: how stupid everyone else is. You didn't think about that.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are fucking stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I think they said 1/5 of the country can't read. Like, I'm sure I know who they voted for.
Yeah.
Like, we're a stupid country, and this is honestly what we deserve.
I will say this. I had a Russian piano teacher once, and she was giving me advice on like how to teach my students, like because I would still take lessons from her as an adult, and like just to learn more advanced music. And she was like giving me pointers on how to teach my kids. And she saw the books I used. She was like, "Those books are for dumb Americans." Like,
yeah,
she's a Russian American. She's like, in my country, we would never use these books. She's like, these books are for idiots to like cheat their way. And I'm like, that's crazy you say that, because for my students, this is like hard for them.
Yeah. No, we're dumb as hell. We can't do anything. We're stupid as fuck. We can't read. We don't want to we don't want to work. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like Trump, and I think it's going to be for the worst. Hopefully he's an idiot and nothing gets done. I would love that.
So you know what I also started watching documentaries on? Everybody was like, he's going to be Hitler. He's going to be Hitler. So I was like, maybe I should start watching documentaries on Hitler then, because I never, like, obviously I know who Hitler is and I know what the Holocaust is, but I never like studied Hitler. I don't know who he is or what he is or why they would make that comparison. So I started watching documentaries of Hitler, and then so I saw some of the parallels they were trying to make about Trump being similar to Hitler. Do you know like anything about Hitler or?
Yeah, and I know like the basics.
I'm just learning all this now. So anybody listening, correct me if I'm not getting it right. But from what I understand, fascism has a lot to do with nationalism, and nationalism has a lot to do with like pride in your country and your country being the greatest. Yeah. So the MAGA phrase, "Make America Great Again," they're trying to compare that to fascism and nationalism, because nationalism is like we're great, we're a great nation. But I don't know. So what do you think about that? What do you think about comparing him to Hitler? Do you think
he ain't Hitler?
Yeah,
come on, dude. Hitler was smart. Like, come on, Hitler was smart. I think he is a fascist, but just he doesn't even understand what that is. I don't think we're gonna become Nazi Germany. I don't think there's anybody to exterminate. Yeah. But like, he could become like he's definitely like a dictator in like he wants to be.
So in the Hitler documentary, they were also explaining how and why they make these comparisons to Trump. They were explaining how Hitler, he was voted in through democracy. Like people voted for him, because it's not like he just came in and he was like, all right, here, I'm doing concentration camps. Now here's my, give me my vote. No, he came in and kind of like slowly. So a lot of people think that Donald Trump has obviously to not create the Holocaust, but to do something really crazy to like slowly trick everybody into doing something stupid.
I don't think so. I think what the big idea for Trump is to like just I think he just wants to pull a con. That's really it.
Or win, like, because
Yeah,
like we
he
were
just-
saying from his childhood
he's
is like
obsessed
win.
with winning.
Like I guess he won. Like he
Yeah.
won. Like he got what he wanted.
Yeah,
You know.
because I think what Trump wants more than anything is just the love and adoration of people. Like he's so happy.
He got it. Yeah.
He's so happy at his rallies. I don't think he likes being the president. I think he likes going out there and doing the dance and.
So, but in my opinion, if people were smart, they would weaponize that. So
Yes,
they
that's
should
what I
have.
think is happening.
They should have good people backing him up, which I think some good people are. I don't think RFK is a bad person. People think he's
I
crazy.
think he's stupid.
But he's not a bad person. And I don't think
don't know.
Tulsi Gabbard is a bad person. I think she's a very smart person. So if these people are smart, they could weaponize him and they could say, he just wants to feel like he's God. If we have him do these good things for society, he'll think he's God saving the planet. So people should take advantage of that.
But it matters who's getting a hold of him. Like JD Vance is. So JD Vance is like he. You know who Peter Thiel is?
No.
He's like a tech billionaire. He's basically like JD Vance. JD Vance is a puppet for Peter Thiel. So actually, the real president of the country right now
Is JD Vance?
is Peter Thiel.
Oh.
He's the one who has all the power. So basically what these guys want to do, because they're tech billionaires, Elon Musk, Vivek, Peter, they're all tech billionaires.
Yeah.
So they're they have power, but they're on the outside. They're not part of the machine, the corporate machine.
Yeah.
So what I think they want to do, and you see it now, right? You see crypto going up. I think they want to crash the market and they want to destroy the corporate infrastructure and then place themselves at the top and then make, they become the machine. Everyone wants to be the machine. Everyone is trying to, be the one in power. And I think Trump is like a useful idiot to them.
Is there any evidence, though, that the Democrats weren't also power hungry and that
Yeah,
we're just
for
being
sure.
we're just being tricked by their we care about we're
They don't
compassionate
care.
about sexism and racism. They're like, how do we know they're not just weaponizing that as a political strategy to get people to vote for them, but behind this? And that's why I think, like I was talking about this in my podcast, I do think that's why a lot of people voted for her, because voted against her, not because they like Donald Trump, but because they're like, what is she hiding? She's very shady. She's very sketchy. So
She's not hiding anything. It's like the corporate structure is they're already the king.
Yeah.
Why do they have to change anything? They don't want anything to change. It's great for them. This is great. Everything's perfect.
Yeah.
They're getting all the money. They don't have to. Their tax rate is super low. They get all the wars they want. They get all the stuff they want. It's literally just the opposite. So Trump placates to evangelicals.
I think that was
and
pretty
people like that.
evident when Biden wouldn't step down from his health issues, because there's a reason for him not to step down, because whoever Biden is associated with probably has a lot of power, and to step down would mean that they would lose that power.
Yeah.
And maybe they themselves knew that Kamala Harris didn't have a chance of winning, and that's why they were hoarding on to
she
Joe
was
Biden.
cooked, dude.
Yeah.
She was cooked. She can't talk.
Yeah.
When is she done like a real interview?
Comedian Tim
genuinely.
Dillon, he made a joke that she talks in gypsy curses. He said,
Yeah, she kind of does. She talks in weird sound bites.
Yeah.
You can't get a real convo. She's a politician's politician. She doesn't talk,
Yeah.
And that inauthenticity is gonna kill her with this generation of people, where the people yearn for authenticity. They want it so fucking
So if the
bad.
Democrats are smart, they need to get somebody as crazy as Trump, but on the liberal end.
They don't need to get someone crazy. They could have just let Bernie win instead of fucking him.
I would have voted for Bernie.
Everyone would have voted for
Yeah.
Bernie. He makes sense.
Yeah.
He makes sense. He fights for the people.
Yeah.
But, that's not corporate interest. That would actually rip into them. So they don't want that.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple. Anything that is going to put money in people's pockets, they don't want.
See, that's why I was so confused who to vote for, because I'm like, yeah, Trump is this asshole billionaire, but I feel like the Democrats are too behind the scenes. We just don't hear about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, does it even matter? Part of me feels like it doesn't even matter.
No, it matters.
You think so?
Yeah, because Trump's going to raise prices. He's going to make it worse. He's going to, what a tariff is? That's what he wants to do.
So I'm trying to understand what him putting tariffs on foreign goods, how would that affect us?
So basically, it's not, how China sells to us.
Yeah.
A tariff is not on China. It's on the companies buying from China.
Okay.
So now, let's say I'm selling you this cup for
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
You put a tariff on it. It's $20 now. Right? So you've doubled the price. So now for me to sell the cup to someone, I got to double the price because I want to make my money back. Right?
So
who's
why,
going to eat that?
why did he think tariffs would be a good idea for the economy?
He's stupid. He's not smart. It's the reason why we had the first depression was because some idiot was doing tariffs and it fucking blew the whole thing up, as well as the stock market. We've all done this before. It's happened so many times.
Then why
we
did
always
so
repeat
many
history?
So if tariffs are that destructive, then why did so many wealthy people vote for him? Wouldn't wealthy people be smart enough to know that?
Wealthy people want it to fail. When people go in debt, like when you know how the pandemic was so bad for normal people, not for rich people. Rich people gained because they have all
money
the
no
money.
matter what.
Yes,
So it doesn't.
So they just get more. If you lose money, they get more money.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Like it's that simple. If you make over $400,000, I don't see why you wouldn't vote for Trump. He's going to lower the rate a lot.
I will say this. I was saying this off the podcast in the beginning. We were talking about. I have to let you go soon, actually. So we'll make this the last bit, and then I'll let you go. But I was saying that the whole idea of like, because people will be like, "Who do you vote for?" The answer is, who were you doing better with? Were you doing better with Biden, or were you doing better with Trump? My taxes this year, the past tax season, the most recent one, was the worst one I've ever had.
It was brutal.
Ever. It was like triple the amount of taxes that I would normally pay. And I didn't have triple the amount of income. I had like more or less the same amount of income than I've had the past few years. And you were saying how like, we were both saying how it's like, how do you even determine what that is a result of? Is it a result of 4 years ago, or is it a result of 2 years ago? Like, so who do I blame for that? Like, if my taxes are high now, is it a result of what happened several years ago, or is it a result of what happened last year? You know?
Okay. So, right. So like, let's say someone comes into this room, Trump, and tears it upside down, messes up the room.
Yeah.
He leaves, and you were like, and then someone comes and starts cleaning it, and there's a huge mess, and you're like, where the fuck did this mess come from? Came from the last guy, and he's cleaning it up. But to clean it up, you gotta, to make back the money, to fix everything, you gotta have higher rates, and that comes from the Fed.
So then the next argument would be like, why are you still cleaning it 4 years later?
He fucked it up. He fucked it up really bad. That's what Bush did. That's what Obama got us through the recession. He fixed the economy. Trump comes, fucks up the economy. The Democrat fixes it. It's like literally happens every time. They're two hands on the same body, and they work together. And it's better to have the left hand because the left hand's a little bit easier.
Dude, this is so interesting. This is the first year I'm getting into politics ever. Now I'm kind of curious because you're saying it's from this one to that one. Now I kind of want to go back and like study all the, like I want to see all the presidents.
You'll just get mad. Don't do it. Don't get into politics.
Who's your favorite president?
I don't have a favorite president.
Like of all of them?
I don't like any of them.
None of them? Reagan?
Don't like any of them. I hate Reagan. He's the worst one.
Was he the worst one? I was Googling like who else was just as controversial as Donald Trump.
Terrible president.
And I think it was Hoover. Like everyone, I think
Hoover
it was.
is a horrible president. Legendarily bad. He's the one who started the Great Depression. He's
the tariff one?
Yeah, he's an idiot. They're all idiots. They don't know what they're doing. The best president is probably FDR.
Yeah.
He's the one who got everyone out of the depression. He had 4 terms. Mm-hmm. They liked him so much. And then he was like, listen.
4 terms?
Yeah. And he's the
You're
one
allowed
who's like,
to do that?
He's the one that said, we need term limits. You guys can't keep making me president. So that he rules. He's the one who got the New Deal, all that stuff, like all the protections and stuff that we got that they're trying to take away now, workers' rights, the no-fault divorce, things like that, was put up by FDR.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was FDR? What was his year? In our lifetime or?
No, like 100 years ago.
Oh.
Like he's, in my opinion, if there had to be a best president, but probably be him or like Lincoln. Even though Lincoln was just like a wartime president, he gets way too much hype.
Yeah. Was Reagan?
Reagan was the 80s.
I think I had so I think I was born in Reagan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let's test my history that I've learned this week trying to study all this. Reagan was when I was born. Then the next one was Bush, but the other Bush.
Yeah, Herbert Walker.
What was his name?
Herbert Walker Bush.
Yeah, there was that Bush. Then there was Clinton. Then there was George W. Bush.
Yep.
Then there was Obama. Was he next?
Yeah.
Then there was Trump.
Yep.
Then Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my lifetime.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm
and
so
no good presidents, in my opinion, in that list. There's not a good president.
I can see now why people get so addicted to politics because it's like a real life story. It's like a real life, it's like a real life movie.
It has consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pick it up and then I put it down because I get so mad.
Yeah.
So I have to be like, I have to drop it for a year and come back.
I've been like full autistic, like autistic obsession, like looking at presidents and like looking up documentaries about all these people.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's funner to not care about politics.
Yeah.
And so I just try to stay out of it.
Yeah.
And everyone, I don't know what I'm talking about. I said all that and I know I said a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not liable.
It's fun to follow it if you don't get too like hyped though. Like if you're the type of person who's like freaking out all the time about it.
But how can't you? It literally applies to you. It's like your life.
But there was also a time in my life, like I said, that this is the first year I'm thinking about politics. I never thought about politics before that, and I was like, fine. Like the whole the January 6th incident, I wasn't watching the news at all. I didn't even know about it, and it didn't affect me.
Yeah.
So like, if it didn't affect me not knowing about it, you can also not be that affected about it knowing about it.
You didn't know how things affected you.
Yeah.
It definitely affected you. That's like you saying like, 41 now, never cared about my health until now. So, wouldn't it be silly to care about my health now? Like it always affected you. You just didn't like pay attention. You didn't worry about it.
Okay.
It's like eating. It's like you with the, you can't eat stuff now, you said.
Yeah.
So it's just literally like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's better not to. Sometimes I just want to let it go. But I've watched too many podcasts. Yeah. All
right. I better let you go because I know you have a 9:00 show, so I don't want to hold you hostage here. But that's it. Pranzata Podcast. Again, this is Jesse Montanez, stand-up comedian from North Jersey, New York City area. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please don't forget to hit subscribe to help me reach my mission of becoming a full-time podcaster. Every subscriber helps. And comment on anything we talked about. Who was your favorite president? Who was the most fuckable president? Who was the hottest president?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the worst president? Any of that stuff.
Who's the ugliest president? Who's the president you want to show feet to? Who's the president you want to see their feet? There's so many options.
All right, Pranzata Podcast. Have a good day, guys. Bye.